They call it the salt pit, but officially it doesn't exist. If you searched for it on any map, you'd find nothing but scorched hills on the outskirts of Kabul, Afghanistan. But in December 2002, under the biting winter winds, convoys of armored SUVs snaked through the dark, carrying hooded men to a place so secret even many within the CIA had never heard of it. Inside was a converted brick factory, looming with silent smokestacks, surrounded by barbed wire and armed guards with orders to shoot on sight. Prisoners were dragged in blindfolded, their legs shackled, their wrists zip-tied behind their backs. They were forced to kneel for hours, heads bowed to the concrete floor, the smell of urine and diesel fuel filling their lungs. Officially, this was a black site, an off-the-books facility where the rules of war, law, and human rights blurred into shadows. But among CIA operatives, it was known by a simpler name, the darkness. At dawn, interrogators emerged from armored rooms, wearing tactical vests over civilian clothes, latex gloves stretched to their elbows. They never spoke their real names. They never spoke about what they did. Their job was to extract secrets from men accused of plotting terror across continents. Men who woke up each day not knowing if it would be their last sunrise. In January 2003, a young Afghan man named Gul Rahman arrived. He was captured in Islamabad, accused of being an al-Qaeda facilitator. By the time they threw him into a cell, temperatures inside the salt pit had dropped below freezing. They stripped him naked from the waist down, chained his wrists to a concrete wall, and left him sitting on the cold floor, shivering in darkness. He begged for a blanket. They refused. When the guards returned hours later, Gul Rahman was dead. His skin had turned pale blue. His body curled in a final desperate attempt to stay warm. The cause of death was hypothermia. The cause of secrecy was the CIA. There was no trial, no record in the public domain. His family never received his body, and as the sun rose over Kabul that morning, the salt pit remained silent. The corpse of Gul Rahman, buried in classified files, marked top secret. Years later, a Senate investigation revealed chilling details. Men suspended naked by their wrists for days, others stuffed into coffin-sized boxes, beaten, starved, deprived of sleep for a week, until they hallucinated demons crawling across the walls. Interrogators called it enhanced interrogation. Critics called it torture. The CIA called it necessary. By 2004, rumors spread among local Afghans about a haunted factory north of Kabul where men entered but never returned. But those rumors never reached the outside world. When inspectors asked the CIA about the salt pit, they denied it existed. When journalists pressed them, they brushed it off as conspiracy. When human rights groups demanded access, they received silence. Meanwhile, deep inside, fluorescent lights flickered against concrete walls stained with blood and sweat, as men screamed through duct-taped mouths for God to save them. By 2008, the salt pit became part of a network of black sites stretching from Thailand to Poland to Romania, an invisible empire of secret prisons hidden in plain sight, protected by plausible deniability and layers of classified orders. President Bush acknowledged these sites only once, vaguely, insisting they were dismantled. But for men like Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, the alleged mastermind of 9/11, these black sites were where reality and nightmare fused into one. Waterboarded 183 times, strapped to gurneys with a tube forced down his throat to pump food directly into his stomach. And yet, none of these places existed on paper. No legal jurisdiction, no accountability, No nameplates by the front gate, just structures wrapped in darkness. Inside the salt pit, prisoners carved messages into the walls with their fingernails, prayers, confessions, and final words no one would ever read. When the CIA vacated it, they left those carvings behind. Today, the salt pit sits abandoned, its iron gates rusted shut, the smell of rot lingering in the silent halls. Locals still avoid it. Some say they hear whispers through the cracked windows at night. But the most terrifying truth is this. The salt pit may have closed its doors, but the blueprint for black sites never disappeared. As long as nations wage wars without borders, there will always be a place that doesn't exist, hidden from laws and eyes, where shadows swallow men whole. A place like the salt pit, the secret CIA prison that never officially existed, yet whose walls remain etched with the ghosts of those who never left.